He's had a crazy week because his 3 days is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He worked probably an extra set of 36 hours. He probably worked 44 hours.
Good morning. Get rid of the damn emojis.
Sometimes this computer works so fast. Sometimes, like right now, it's not loading Safari. It's like Safari's hanging up on me. This computer works so fast. Sometimes I don't know, it's not loading Safari. Safari's hanging up on me.
I see you staring at me. I see you at the corner of my eye. I think somebody of me. Somebody of me. Yeah. You're such a sweetheart. You are such a sweetheart.
Johnny, morning, Johnny. W.
You such a sweetheart. You want one more treat? You want one more treat? You know that word. You know that word. Yes, they do.
Hey, W. Drones Daryl. How you doing? Johnny's here.
Johnny, morning, Johnny. W. I'm getting an echo from you.
You're not getting an echo from me, are you?
I'm getting an echo from someplace.
Oh, yep, it's me.
That's all right. We understand you knew it.
Yeah. Okay, now I just gotta pin the chat.
Yeah, Mark should be coming in pretty soon. He was on Uncle Bill's last night.
Yeah, I
What is-
know. I just
He
popped in
turned
to say hello.
he turned around and said, "It's getting to be light." It was the sun was coming up.
Okay,
It was a quick.
should be good to go. That should be pinned. And we should be good to go. I went out at 6 o'clock this morning and got the another Viking cruise ship was downbound, heading for
I saw
Detroit.
that.
Yeah.
I love phone calls. They come in and they say spam risk. I love those. Like I'm going to answer it, you know.
Yeah. So everybody ready for another wonderful week? It's Monday morning.
Yeah, it's going to be a week. I don't know how wonderful it's going to be.
Huh.
I got the funeral on Thursday.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I got to get with the office because Thursday's the pest day when they come in. And I can't lock them in the kitchen all day.
No,
I can, but I won't. Let's put it that way. So I got to get with the guy and say, look, can you do me a favor? I don't have to be the first person to get done, but try to get to me before 10 o'clock. You know, like that, because my son's leaving too. He's coming with me. And Thursday's the funeral. Well, Wednesday, he gets his wisdom teeth taken out. And he says he's coming to the funeral. So if he was staying here, then I wouldn't care about the people, about them being locked up for a while. But it's such an inconvenient day all the time, because they come in around 10:30 to 11 o'clock, sometimes 10 o'clock, depends on how fast they're moving. And the dogs, I've got to put them all the way in the back. So I've got to more or less, when it gets close to the time, start making them go to the back. And then they have a fit every time they hear noise.
oh, Johnny's got what, a grandchild that's graduating pre-K?
I didn't know it was pre-K.
Yeah, he put in here pre-K. So that'd be pre-kindergarten, right?
Oh, yeah, it's pre-K. He's going there to check out all the moms. That's what he's doing. All the grandmothers, actually. He's probably checking out the moms too. Shoot, every time Mandeville football has their first meeting, I make sure I go to it so I can check out the new freshman moms coming in. Because you never know which one's a single mom.
I'm gonna pitch a couple of handfuls of peanuts. Be right back.
9:15. Hey, you about to leave. Anybody heard about the bird? David.
Welcome to the new world.
Yeah, this is a new world.
Well, it looks like it's changing.
What am I missing?
Well, Netanyahu and the Hamas leader have had warrants issued for both of them for their arrest. So neither of them are getting away with it. And the Iranian president has actually been officially classed
Hey,
as
there's
dead.
David.
He's officially dead?
Yeah, we just need now Putin to go.
Wow. So who issued the warrants for their arrest?
The ICC
Oh, that's bullshit.
in The Hague.
It's bullshit.
It's for war crimes.
Forget that. What the war crime started on October 7th or whatever day it was.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. When the war crime started, they both had a warrant for their arrest. So it means neither of them can leave.
So in other words, somebody can attack you and you can't retaliate. Yeah, give bullshit.
Well, you can retaliate, but I think we're past the retaliation stage.
No, past the retaliation stage is when you win the war.
Now, you're past the retaliation stage when innocent people queuing for aid are bombed. That is past the point.
Well, he does something a lot of people don't do. He tells you get out. You got 48 hours to leave, and if you're too stupid to leave, then guess what?
Yes, he told them to leave, and they left, and it was that aid convoy that was escorting them out was the one that was bombed, and it wasn't Palestine or Israelis that were killed. It was Americans, British, and France, I think.
Well, Was never nice.
You know, the sad part of it is, David, in this whole deal in the Middle East, you notice that nobody's talking about the thousands of people that were killed by Hamas?
Yes, they are.
No, they're
He's
not.
been
Not over
arrested.
here, they're not.
Well, and it's the warrant for his arrest, the
Yes,
leader's
sir.
arrest, has been issued.
Hey,
It's
Mark,
not-
how you doing?
Not a one-way
Hi, Paul.
thing, both ways.
David, Joe.
Hey, Mark.
David, I'll
Hey,
be
Mark.
right back. I gotta make a bathroom run.
Yeah.
Right
Hey,
back.
Mark.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, it's Leeds United versus Southampton.
Yeah.
But there's something unique about the game. Can you work out what it is?
First time they've ever played each other at Wembley.
Now, the whole country wants Leeds to win because Richie Sunak supports Southampton.
All right.
It was on the Football Funnies page. Yeah. First time in history anybody wants Leeds to win.
I actually got to bed earlier last night than I thought I would.
What, you was on Bill String?
Yeah, but he finished at 4:30.
Bloody hell.
He was only on for an hour and a half. Because he's got to go into work early this morning to open up.
Wow.
Obviously, the manager that usually opens up on a Monday morning is
Just a
off
moment.
today.
Laura, have you put your batteries on charge? Because you know you said, can we find a day for you to take the drone out? Have you seen the weather now that's been now predicted? Pack it in.
It's supposed to be sunny today, but it's not. It's not.
It's sunny
It's not
here, quite
raining.
warm.
It's not raining. It's just overcast.
Oh, it's sunny here. But Laura decided that she wants to take a drone out one day this week. Tomorrow we've got thunderstorms. Wednesday, rain all day. Thursday, rain all day. Friday, showers.
Yeah.
And then Saturday and Sunday are dry, but we've 30-mile-an-hour winds.
yeah. Should have done it yesterday.
It's sod's low, isn't it?
Mhm.
What the hell are you doing, Joe? You're muted, by the way.
I'm sorry. I was talking to Lance on the phone.
No, but if you actually watch back on YouTube, when you was reaching out to the back there, it just looked like you was trying to straighten up your USA drone flyer logo.
There you go.
I was like, what are you trying to do?
Had to hit it a little bit. It was a little off center. Huh. It's not going to rain today here. I'm going to charge batteries.
Talking about Lance, here he is. Hey, Waypoint.
I'm Brian Lance.
Hey guys.
Lance, I've got a YouTube hit for you. Driving with Lance.
Yeah.
Well, you see
I,
all the truck drivers and bus drivers doing it. Yeah, why not a car driver?
There you go. I I just had the worst time of my life flying my Avata 2.
Uh-oh.
And rip a battery around the lighthouse.
Oops.
Aren't you supposed to put them on the drone first?
Yeah,
Yeah, my buddy was flying. He was flying his Air 3. It's really a nice drone. So he was flying his Air 3, but before he did that, I flew my Avata, and he was spotting. He thinks he's gonna get one, so we'll see. I told him I'd give him mine, but he wanted to spend his own money.
you know, you're never giving that one up.
Well, I won't be becoming the bamboo warehouse.
Or you're not getting 7 printers now.
No, they can't. They managed to call them back.
Is it working for you now, David, or not?
It is. My replacement's working.
Okay.
Although the project I've got it printing at the moment, I think I might have to go back to the drawing board.
What you like thing?
Did you create it yourself, or did you download it?
No, I've created it myself.
Okay.
It's only 27 layers, but it's going to take 5 hours to print.
Poof.
What are you
How's
printing?
that?
A light board. Oh, look at that.
I'm making that one instead of when I'm flying around kids, I'm not shooting them the bird. I'm flipping them off the whole time.
Yeah, my plan is, Lance, is to print the Euro Trucks logo and put a light behind it so it stands out. But it's not a lithophane. And I'll be back because I think I'm just spotting an error.
Now, Paul went to pitch some peanuts. Did he pitch himself down the stairs or something?
I actually think he went for a call of nature, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought that's what he said.
I tell you what, we're gonna look over there. If he had his cameras on, we could get to his cameras. We're gonna see all the squirrels have him tied down and they're getting the nuts. You didn't give us enough. Tie him down quick.
Shut up, Joe.
Oh Lord, help me.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Lance.
Are you
Well,
feeling
my
better?
week was good.
What was that, Lance?
Are you feeling better?
No.
Okay, so I'll ask you the same thing I asked Justin. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Does your face hurt?
Yeah, I've got a sinus infection.
Here you go,
Why have you
Laura.
got a duck on there?
Because if I have the other duck and I'm flying around kids, it's flipping them off and it's not proper. So I got a duck with looks like a little hat on the top. Looks like he's flying.
Oh. Hey, Johnny.
Should have done a pigeon.
No rain, Johnny. We're flying. Anything but Thursday.
Oh. Right, I'm going to do my shopping.
I was printing Snoopy, like flying and like how he does the Red Baron, how he's flying to attack the Red Baron.
Mm.
And that
Yep.
sucker, it just did not come out right.
God, I had some problems getting on StreamYard last night. I kept on clicking on the link that Bill sent and telling it to open it in Safari, and it kept on going to StreamYard guest. And it kept saying enter studio, so I did that, and I just got a black screen. And that was all it was. In the end, I just had to go into Safari on its own and copy and paste the link into it. Never had any problems like that when I click on the link and do it that way when Laura was doing it.
Yeah, I was surprised we got off fast last night. It was a short screen.
Mind you, when I eventually got on, it looked like Bill had been on for about 5 minutes already, and all I had on the screen was the logo for the show. And it didn't open the stream up when I went onto YouTube to do it.
Paul out flying a ship.
I have no idea where he said last thing I heard was he was going to pitch the peanuts. I think the squirrels attacked him. And I don't know if he's got his phone with him, so I don't know if he fell. So. No idea.
Well, I planted another tree last night. Well, yesterday, I should say. I planted a nectarine tree.
Right, who fucking jinxed me?
Lots.
Well, the printer was doing fine, and then someone said, "How's your printer doing?" And when I said good, it went. "Yee."
Oh, no, I'm not.
No, I don't think so. Back to the drawing board.
Morikawa sucked yesterday.
Will it be long?
Okay.
Yeah, Scheffler managed to hold on to it quite nicely on the last, didn't he?
But
Schauffele.
Shoffley won it, and it was nice because he's a San Diego State University kid.
All right. Yeah, I think was it Victor Hovland that came third?
Yeah, he kind of fell apart there the last hole or two.
Yeah. DeChambeau did well.
He did. He was hoping to get in the playoff.
Yeah, he was.
But boy, Shoffley used the entire cup on 18, didn't he?
Yeah, just a bit.
I thought it was going to lip out.
I'm back.
Is that Paul?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
Lance, how you doing?
Morning, Paul. Good, good. You feed the squirrels?
Oh yeah, the squirrels have been fed, and as you can hear, Mia's barking at the people walking up and down the sidewalk.
Yeah, get off their street. Come on, mush.
That's right.
You respect my authority.
Yeah, pack it in, go to the other side.
And go further than that. I can still see you. All right, Paul.
Yep. She doesn't like anybody being on her side of the street.
That was my Mia as well. She did not like that either.
Yep.
She's been gone a year now. She died on May 8th.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a little over a year now.
Now, did you get another one?
No, we keep thinking about it. We don't know if we're going to or not.
Well, I can't imagine. I don't. Your lifestyle might be different. I can't imagine not having a dog because they're constantly there for you. It's like Joe's dogs. They just love him so much to death.
My dog's a pest.
Unconditional love. Unconditional love.
Oh,
I
it's
love-
it is very conditional. It's conditional on feed me.
Yep. I love my dogs like Lance loved the Avada 2.
Okay.
So your weekend went well up north?
It did.
Good.
Able to fly my Mavic 3 a couple times. I didn't take out my my Avada 2, but I did fly my Mavic 3 a couple times.
Well, I look at it as it's always a good weekend when Joe doesn't lose the drone
There you go.
because he's like on a suicide mission,
Well, I'm telling you, last couple of flights.
Either that or Paul does buy a drone.
Yeah. I tell you, Paul, he didn't have that money back in the bank 10 minutes and he was spending it.
Well, I want to make sure, like you, I got to keep duplicates.
No. The only duplicate I have is the original Avada.
You still have that.
Well, I got one for sale though.
Yeah,
When is
you're not rushing to sell it.
Well, it's out there. There's nobody buying it because I'm not going to budge with the price.
When is the Air 2S due, Paul? When are you supposed to get it?
Sometime this week, I think it was shipped this morning. And it's coming from, wait a minute, let me take a look. Well, there's a tracking number.
Is it just the drone and battery, or is it the RCN one with it?
Oh, drone and battery. Because I've already have the other one.
Mm.
And did they unbind it for you?
It is not bound. They sent it
So what-
USPS.
There you go. It said it had a battery with it.
Yep.
How's it going postal service?
Well,
'Cause I heard postal.
that's who eBay had me send that Inspire 1 back, and it had 5 batteries with it.
Yeah.
and it went UPS. USPS, not UPS, USPS.
Yeah, because they have, now when I sent that phone I sold the other day, guy asked me what was in it. I said, a phone. He goes, yeah, I'm not gonna put that down.
Well, it's,
Like that.
it's right now it's sitting in Powder Springs, Georgia. I don't know where that is.
Next
You
to
got about
Powder
another-
Brook.
You got about another 2 days. 3 at the most.
Last night, I have to issue an apology. Last night, I accused somebody of trying to steal a power cable with bolt cutters. I would like to apologize for calling him stupid, right, and accusing him of stealing it. Turns out I was slightly wrong. What he'd done, he'd found the power cable coming out of his house and decided he no longer wanted it there and cut the darn thing and setting fire to his own house. He's electrocuting himself and blowing the transformer in the fuse box right next door.
Not a lot of brain power there.
What did he think it was? It was going to his meter, for God's sake.
Well, that reminds me of, Justin has stories when he was a gas inspector. Like some of the things he used to find, you just shake your head.
Oh, I can imagine. See, over here, if you tamper with a gas supply, you go in jail.
Well, over there, I think you can go to jail for almost doing anything if you're walking crooked on the sidewalk.
Well, here's a startling fact for you. Last year, 60 people in Russia were jailed for saying something on social media.
Well, yeah, that's socialism at the extreme.
Ready for this?
That is what the far lefties want to do around the world. They want to control everything.
You can't say Russia are left. Russia are definitely far right.
Russia is not right.
No, Russia is far right.
No,
They're
it's not.
right of the political persuasion. Right? But anyway, let's move on here because in the UK, 4,887 people was jailed for something they said online. And in the US, it was only 3,200. It's a weird world.
The problem is not left or right. The problem is authoritarian versus libertarian.
That's the one.
Yep.
Hey, Donald, how you doing?
Morning, Donald.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
John.
So,
Ready for
Michael,
a
did
new
you
one, John?
listen to any Dead Milkmen?
Listen to Dead Milkman.
Does Cat have his audio on? Has he been speaking?
No.
Or is it just his avatar showing up?
Yeah, there's a button on my microphone.
There he is.
Yeah.
Damn button. That's the
Yeah.
I call it the fart button. Yeah, and I've been down the Dead Milkman rabbit hole, and damn you, Don. It's I think I might have to jump down there again at some point.
They are a fun
Very
band,
sick.
aren't they?
They are, yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's good.
And you have to understand that the time when they hit, and they didn't really hit, but at the time when they really got what traction they had was in response to Depeche Mode. Well, all the They even have a song where they talk about all the Eurotrash bands from Europe coming over and taking money away from a fine American band like themselves.
Yeah.
But alternative music was so serious. It got so serious. Joy Division.
It did, though, didn't it?
It was so
did.
heavy and so they took themselves so seriously. And Dead Milkman was like a breath of fresh air came in. They didn't take themselves seriously. They didn't take the music seriously. They were just there to have fun.
Do you know the poster child for that serious kind of thing? I think was Paul Newman singing "Our Friends Electric" with a stern look on his face. Do you know what I mean? Emotionless. Now, even though it's brilliant, by the way, even though it was amazing, it was still you could still get with it. But the thing is, I granted that music that I loved the kind of artistic license, the poetry, if you like, of being that way. And
I like that music for what it is.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that until yesterday when you pointed out this band. I didn't even know that it was a thing to take the piss out of these geezers. So it's great. I love a good send up anyway. I think it's good. Good soul. Anyway, I'm making tea, so I'll have David serve me, everyone. You want a tea, David? I'll make you tea.
Yeah, tea, no sugar,
No,
please.
Yeah, same. Drop of milk, no sugar.
Oh, don't offer me. I'll just go ahead and drink my coffee.
Yeah,
He's only making, don't worry, he's only making tea, not coffee, so there's no point offering you.
That's kind of where I was.
All Americans didn't drink tea.
Although you're welcome to a cup of English tea, Don. And I knew you were up for it.
David. That hurt me. I believe you've called me British in the past.
No, British like.
British.
Should that be British-esque?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, just because Don has an air of sophistication doesn't make him British.
No. You ask
Just means
Donald
he's
anything
a
about
sophisticated
British TV, and he knows
He knows everything.
answer.
Not
He knows
anything.
everything.
Not anything
Not
about
everything.
British TV, but
Quite a lot.
He's not watched Last of the Summer Wine yet, has he?
I have not.
Well, that's the thing, you know. It was all right. I liked Last of the Summer Wine, but I don't think it was, you know, I don't think it was up there with.
No.
It was quintessentially British.
Yeah, but it's not there with like Only Fools and Horses and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't like that, but it was very good. I loved it. And the thing is, because my mother was Yorkshire and I spent a lot of time in Yorkshire, Halifax, by the way, West Yorkshire.
That's where it's
when I was a
recorded as
kid,
well.
I loved. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. In fact, my mother would point out little areas and stuff, and she'd go, "Oh, look, it's why you used to go to school around here," and all this sort of stuff, whatever.
That's right.
So it was nice.
Halifax
you know?
is not far from Holmfirth.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think-
Yeah, you see signs for it all over.
I think what makes Last of the Summer Wines good is the individual characters are all up to individual things.
Oh yeah, and they're
seem
all really
just-
nice as well.
Yeah, and
Compo
they're all
that.
they're all nice people, but they're doing stupid things, which is a very British thing to do.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
the thing
have
is,
to
they were all reliving
check it
their
out.
youth
Yeah.
somehow, weren't they? They were all kind of saying, "Look, you know, in my day,
Well, yeah.
I used to do this, that, and the other," and then they were getting up to these things and realizing that they were old and they didn't really have it anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, Compo looked, you know, silly in his tobogganing gear and all sorts of other stuff, you know, because he did it once.
I love
when he
the
was
episode with
15
the
or something.
submarine.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
One. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, and Howard and Marina, you've got to give Howard and Marina their credit.
Oh yeah, that was good. Perfect.
He just dropped off. Oh, Lance. Yeah. Howard and Marina. Every time they think they've found a secluded spot,
Somebody
get
turns up.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the characters that are up to no appear. Normally Compo.
Right, as if you couldn't find a spot, you know, in the Pennines. You know, it's enormous. In fact, Yorkshire's the biggest county, isn't it? Very easy.
Mhm.
And then poor police officers.
Mm.
Sorry, I was by the county.
Oh, this is a nice quiet spot. Nothing could possibly go wrong, and they come sailing past on a tree or something,
Mm.
or in a shopping trolley.
Yeah, it was daft.
Oh, yeah.
but it was
I
good.
mean, there
Loved it.
were 70-odd-year-olds acting
Kids.
like kids.
Okay. I've got it on my list to watch.
They did a race down a hill, sat on office chairs.
I started off my morning watching old episodes of Not the 9 o'clock news
Oh, good. Good.
because I was in the
taste.
mood for some Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan
Oh.
Atkinson, Pamela Anderson,
Pamela Stevenson.
Pamela Stevenson,
Stevenson.
that was it. Not Anderson, Stevenson. Mm.
It's all right. I did a YouTube short. Right.
Did you
of this-
see? Sorry, go on, David.
Yeah, right. I did a YouTube short of Johnny English. You know, in the film where he goes, "So where's the Prime Minister?" And the guy next to him goes, "I am the Prime Minister." And then he goes, "You're right." And starts sniggering. I did that, but changed it to Richie Sunak. Yeah. I uploaded it. It was up for fucking 15 milliseconds before it got banned. What the hell? I thought it was good.
Mhm. Yeah, Don, have you seen the episode where they did the car assembly line? Where
I
they
probably-
were going,
I
Bob,
probably have
you
it, but it's
got-
probably been a few years.
It's like, Bob, have you got Bob's torque wrench? No, Bob. Bob's got it. Bob, have you got Bob's torque
There's all the
wrench?
Bobs. Yeah.
No, Bob. Bob's got it. And it says, designed by computer, built by Roberts.
So what's the funniest comedic sketch you've ever seen, David? Go.
Oh, now you're asking.
Hey, that happens every day. It's called Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
But-
the one that sticks out in my mind is actually from Rat
Oh.
Race.
Okay.
Where,
We'll watch it. Go on.
Right. When they've shot across the desert in the rocket, and he goes, "If
Yeah.
the Lord doesn't like the way I do business, why don't he send me a sign?" And the whole building just collapsed.
Okay. I can't remember that one. I'll look it up. I've got a pot of tea in my hand at the moment, but I will
And
look it
the
up.
other one is when they get out the rocket car, Whoopi Goldberg and I forgot who the other one was, and they're staggering around, but they conveniently stopped the rocket car next to a bus that was on a special outing. And they get out the rocket car and you go, "We came in the rocket car," and the nurses are going, "Okay, tell us all about it on the bus." Just shoves them on the bus.
Okay. How am I going to find this?
What, Rat Race?
So, no, not Rat Race. I mean, rocket car Rat Race thing.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Let's see if I can find it.
Two that come to mind most are both the two Ronnies. One where he's in the grocer's shop complaining about his phone, and they're going on about Apple, BlackBerry, Orange, and all the rest of it. And the other one has to be the hardware store. The Four Candles.
Well, yeah, the Four Candles is a classic, but it's just something that's daft generally.
Yeah.
And not many people. I don't think you can show it without any. I don't know. It's difficult to explain. What do I mean? You could show it to lots of people, and they probably wouldn't realize.
Some wouldn't understand it, yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's kind of easy to understand, but what I mean is that there's lots of kind of silly, daft context with it. You know, I mean, Ronnie Barker as well has a certain way about him. Do you know?
Yeah.
With his wordplay and everything, and I kind of think you've got to be familiar with his comedic upload to get the thing. But it is very
Oh,
funny. And
As
people
art
rave
right,
about the
he's
parrot
brilliant.
sketch as well. Do you know how people go
Yes.
on about the parrot sketch? It's
Yeah.
very good, but of course, you know, it is also kind of full of context,
Yeah.
hidden context somehow.
I think Ronnie Barker plays Arkwright brilliantly.
Oh, he's great. Fantastic. All of that show was just amazing. Who's eating
And
crisps?
I didn't realise that David Jason is not actually called David Jason.
Right, you're at.
Oh, really? Oh, he's not. No.
Right, this is on YouTube, so just by some random person. So
God. Hang on a minute. 1 second. 1 second. Lance, can you mute your microphone just for a bit, just until you need to speak or something? Is that okay? Thank you, buddy. Oh, fuck me. Bless you, Lance.
right,
Yeah,
you ready?
David Jason is actually called David John White.
Right, yeah, I found that out
Get
a
ready
few
for
weeks
the
ago.
copyright.
Right. It
Oh
should.
yeah, Paul, are we allowed to do this?
Yes, it's on
We've
YouTube,
got to-
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep
Right,
talking over
okay,
it.
and I'm only
got
going
a
to show a
comment on it
little
as
bit
well.
of it.
Yeah, we've got to
Yeah.
add kind of content to it
Yes.
somehow, you know?
Yeah, so
It needs to be
keep talking.
transformative.
Okay, here's
Just
$40. That's double what it's worth. Okay, come on, Nick, let's go.
There you go.
Hold it.
Yep.
Whoa, hey,
Never show 'em what's in the wallet.
Another little tool no mechanic should be without.
All right, fine. Here goes your $500. But you know what, Billy Ray? What goes around comes around.
This is so unchristian.
Unchristian?
Mhm.
Well, if the good Lord don't like the way I conduct business, let him say something. Let him give me a sign. Oh, Lord, I'm here, and I'm listening. Hello? Back one.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I just love that bit. Oh Lord, I'm listening.
It's good.
He never tells the Lord.
Rat Race was okay. I preferred it when it was called Mad World.
There is, I tell you what, my favorite
That was a
comedic
film.
thing is.
So was
and
Rat Race.
You've got to help me out. Help me out a little bit here. What was that thing? Rowan Atkinson was in it, and he plays a police dude.
Thin
what was
Blue
it
Line.
called? Thin Blue Line.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thin
Thin Blue Line.
Thin Blue
Yes.
Line. Thin Blue Line. And there was it's kind of wordplay thing as well, and it's a bit.
Yeah.
I only
with
saw a couple
Const-
episodes of that.
Constable Goody, Constable Habib.
Oh yeah. Do you know James? There's a guy, James so and so. I chat with him on Twitter now and again. Anyway, the gay policeman guy.
Goody.
Oh, what's his name?
What? Constable
His
Goody.
name-
No, but
No,
who-
James, the actor.
Oh, his real name, I don't know.
Something. I should know that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, because they brought him into My Hero and ruined it in the last series.
Mm.
You can't go from Harlan or Hanlon to a gay guy. It just didn't work.
He was also, wasn't he, the gay guy in Gimme Gimme Gimme?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Here's the thing. It's wordplay. It's very funny, and it's
You're right
when
there, Paul.
you get the idea about it. He says something like, he says, "Now listen, you and your officers, if you screw up, it's my ass on the line. All right. So I want no cock ups." And then he caps it off by saying, "So remember, you'll cock up my ass." And then someone walks in. It's very funny. It's something like that. Let's have a listen. Hang on a minute. But it's very well put together. It's incredibly funny. Hang on. Oh my word. Lloyd. Lance. Thank you, buddy. Let's share screen. Lance is terrible with his audio, isn't he? And he just gets next to the microphone and starts shuffling things.
Just remember, only shows small.
Are you guys
Yeah,
ready? No, don't keep talking
Yeah.
over it. I'll pause it. I'll pause it now and again. Okay, but
Wasn't
here's
he
the
in
thing.
Jasper Carrot, the detectives? That guy there.
Probably. Anyway, here we go. Oh, didn't I do the thing? Hang on a minute.
No, probably
Bloody
not.
amateur.
Yeah,
Man,
he is-
talk about Lance.
he is
Listen, in
brilliant.
my defense, I
Michael
am a
needs to get
fucking
his
idiot,
shit
so
together on his audio.
Bear with
Yeah.
me. What do you think, Paul? Do you like it?
That's all right.
Well,
It's all right. isn't it?
this is why I have a question on Paul. What do you think about British comedy?
No,
That's okay. It's
No,
all right.
that's what I was gonna say. British comedy and the American palate is very.
You don't get
disparate.
it.
I get it.
No.
Some
Hang on.
people get it.
It's not as straightforward as that, David.
And it's not really getting it.
Lots
A lot
of people
British
do.
comedy, a lot of British comedy relies on understanding the culture.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
those layers of power, the layers of society, and
Right.
we don't have that in America, so a lot of it falls dead and flat unless you kind of immerse yourself into more of British culture and
Yeah, that's an
kind
interesting
of get
observation.
accustomed to that.
Yeah, I was probably trying to say something like that when I was talking with Mark about, fucking hell, my memory's fucked. Anyway, can you see there sitting down? His name
Yeah.
is James. He's the guy I chat with online, by the way. There you go.
What was that,
Bit of
Paul?
name.
time ago.
All right, let's get rid of that for now. Then let's get rid. Anyway, that was one of my favorite comedy clips. Since we're on the subject, has that gone from the screen? By the way,
Yes.
Thank God.
it has. Thank
I
you.
think the problem is, Paul.
So,
Thank
Paul,
God.
what's your favorite comedy or favorite sitcom?
What?
What's your
Yeah.
favorite sitcom of all time?
I don't have one.
You don't have any
My
comedy.
favorite comedy moment.
MASH.
Biden
The
falling
worst thing they did
upstairs.
with MASH is add the laugh track to it.
Laughter. I fucking hate. Sometimes canned laughter can be just put in the wrong places.
MASH is very good. Thing is, I like things like Frasier. For God's sake, it's great. I like Frasier. I could watch
Oh,
it
for
all
God's
the time.
sake, Niles.
It's great. Yeah,
Office,
it's
The Office
fantastic.
is Good.
Cheers was good.
Friends.
Cheers was good. Yeah.
I think American comedy started getting a lot better, especially since the days of Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
I have
Oh,
not watched
dear.
any new
I can relate to Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon
comedy.
Joe, what do you think?
more than I can to Frasier.
It's kind of funny.
What about you, Joe? You got a favorite sitcom of all time?
MASH, Big Bang.
Hmm.
I like Last Man Standing. I
See-
can watch that all day.
Last Man Standing was okay. My wife watched that a lot.
I could watch that every day. If I'm thumbing through and that's on and I don't see anything else, I just put it on.
Well, it's, you know,
Hell of a boat behind you there, Paul.
It's all up to what you think is funny, you know? It's
Yeah.
like I watch reruns of Family Feud all the time because I
There you
can't
go.
believe there are people in the world that are that stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family Feud, is that our
Family Fortunes. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Do you shout at the screen, Paul? I mean, I do.
But if you hear,
I
if you hear some
shout
of the
at them.
questions and answers they give on theirs,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
they had
Thing is,
Jeff
I know
Dunham's-
I'm going. I
they had
know I'm
Jeff
going over the
Dunham's
top.
fam-
Sorry, go on, Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They had Jeff Dunham's family on it once on a celebrity version.
He's the comedian, right? Who does
Yes.
Yeah.
the
He's the
ventriloquism.
ventriloquist. And he had Walter, his old dummy on. And for about 5 minutes, the guy that introduces the show was having a conversation with a ventriloquist dummy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, there was the one in Britain, the funniest one, I reckon, was when the guy said big cock, and he went, "If the answer's up there, I'll give you the money myself." And he went, "Bing!" It was top answer.
Excellent.
Yeah, I noticed he came and went.
Did you like IT Crowd or Father Ted?
Father Ted was good.
Yeah,
Mm.
I loved
I
it.
never- enjoyed
I never
IT
really
Crowd.
watched Father Ted.
The
IT Crowd was good.
I've seen
Yeah,
bits
that
of Father
was- that
Ted.
was
It didn't
different.
really. Father Ted didn't really draw me in.
Again, I think there's a colloquial
was-
aspect to Father Ted there, with it being Catholic. Island,
Wasn't
that
it
sort of
called the IT
It-
guys, not the IT crowd?
No. IT
thing.
Crowd.
IT Crowd.
Was it?
Yep.
And
They
came
even
up
tried to
with-
remake it in
Yeah,
America.
Their-
They did a
their
pilot with
office
Joe
was in the
McHale, and it was
basement,
horrible.
Wasn't it? Their office was in the basement.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And she got
There's some good
assigned
people in
to
there.
IT, and she knew nothing about it. And
Yeah.
they remade it in America, or they made a pilot in America, and
There was some good comedy to play off there, because of course she didn't know what
And has
the
happens-
computers and IT stuff was.
it was shit.
So they told her that the internet was this black box. Do
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember that one?
It's light. Well, how much
Yeah.
do you think the internet's gonna weigh?
Yeah. You know?
But where are the wires? It's wireless, duh.
Yeah, superb. Really good. And the guy who
I
plays the boss, is it Denham or something? He was pretty cool.
Which one? There was two.
There was two, yeah. The first one was great. The second one was great too. But I liked the first one. He was a psycho. Brilliant.
One of them was a woman that kept trying to get off with the with
Yes.
the ginger head guy.
Wasn't that at a party? They went to a party. No. Hang on, I'm thinking something different. I mean, there was a boss woman who was a gingerhead boss woman who wanted to. Was there, or were you thinking of something else? Because I'm thinking of a party where.
No, she was always trying to get off with the guy with the permed hair.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy who lived in the cupboard. I think you might be thinking of something else, Mark, or misremembering, because I'm struggling now.
It was definitely called the IT. I'm sure it was called the IT guys, that one, though.
I think you're
Where
Maybe
there
different
was
one.
two blokes in an office in the basement who were the IT people
Yeah.
for
Moss.
a big office.
Actually, technically, there were three guys because one guy
Lived in
stayed
the
the back room.
computer section thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was Noel Fielding, who
Yeah.
lived in the back.
Mm.
I remember it as
Yeah.
but I
But,
don't
yeah,
remember
there was-
anybody
there
wanting to
defi-
have. I don't
they
remember
definitely
anybody
had
wanting to
a
get off
woman.
with either of the IT guys.
Oh, hang on a minute. The woman we're talking about. Listen, with the woman, you were talking about gingerhead woman. That's the woman who lived.
No, I don't think
who
it was a
managing the
gingerhead
IT
woman.
crowd. No. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, she
Hang on
was.
a minute.
She was the manager of the IT
Yeah, no,
crowd. I don't think she was
right.
ginger. She was
Yeah, hang on a
dark.
minute. Hang on. When Dom and I were talking
Jen.
about the manager,
Be right
we're
back.
talking about the general manager of the whole thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now,
So Jen was the manager of the
manager-
IT department. They put her in the basement, but the actual manager of the entire company. There was
Yeah,
two.
one was called
two of
Denham.
the-
And
Douglas.
guy after that, Douglas.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but the horny woman, that came from a party that they had, where
Yeah.
this married woman kept wanting to screw what's his face. It doesn't help your memories are so good, but there you go. Maybe it's improving. I can't remember the last time I forgot something. But let's find a little clip of what was that thing you said, Paul? What was that program? The American equivalent to Family Fortune.
Oh, Family
You're muted,
Feud.
Paul.
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Yeah.
Sunstar says, can you turn off the closed captions, please? I don't have.
Oh yeah, you can go to let me see.
Is that an individual thing?
It would be if
It is.
in the Zoom meeting it
In
is,
Zoom.
but on your side, on the YouTube side, I believe there is
Yeah.
a setting on the
Show
YouTube side as well.
captions and then go to caption settings, and then you'll have a whole load of stuff that you can change in the caption settings. So just put the cursor on the screen, and on the bottom of the screen, midway in the kind of in the center ish, you'll see show captions.
The problem is, Sunstar, if you turn off the captions, how are you going to understand what the British people are saying?
There you go. I mean, I'm legible, of course, but you know,
Well,
there were two
Legible.
others in here.
Legible.
legible. Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Legible. That's written.
Well,
Every time I fly this
Legible
lighthouse,
is
that
only
bird
for
sitting on
writing.
top.
Yeah.
Got that bird on top.
Every time I fly it. That same, I'm sure it's the same bird.
There's loads of Family Feud clips on Facebook.
Oh, there's a ton. Is this that same flight you did the other day, or is this a new one?
This is this morning.
Okay, I was gonna say I recognize the location.
Yeah, but is that a fake bird up there, like a statue?
Okay,
No,
I think I
it
found
moves.
it.
I steer it here in a second.
But it was there the other day too.
It's the Admiral Insurance Seagull.
I'm trying to find it now. Family
Good lookout
Feud.
spot.
So legibility can only be used with something that's written, Mark.
Yes,
Yes.
I believe so.
I thought that they had you know they made analogous references in Lancashire.
There
Did
is
they
a
not do
very
that?
big there's a very big announcement in the chat. Dan wants everybody to know boobs.
Okay. Boobs. Ah, thank you, Dan.
Yes, I'd like to know some boobs too.
Boobies are great, you know, and they've got blue feet. So there's an interesting fact about boobies.
Mm-hmm.
I think all or most seabirds are kind of cool, actually. Funniest answers ever on Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
There
That's
is
probably
one
what-
where it was like the question was saying something to your wife, and both guys just froze and they refused to hit the button.
There's dumbest answers ever.
Oh, some of
But
the
then-
answers that some of the women gave to the risque questions were almost pornographic.
Intelligible. Is that a word?
Almost intelligible.
Intelligible, being able to be understood, like
Unintelligible.
because it's unintelligible.
Incomprehensible.
Something is if it's mumbling stuff. It'll show up as,
Incomprehensible. Incomprehensible.
well, incomprehensible. Comprehensible
incomprehensible?
is more of can you understand it like conceptually? I believe intelligible is can you actually understand the words, not the idea. I would say incomprehensible would be the idea is ununderstandable.
I think you're reading too far into it. You're making what's called a false synergism. Could you be making a false synergism? Do you think
Okay,
connection
here comes the
between
bird.
something that isn't there?
I'm trying to think of what the audio equivalent of
legible is.
illegible would be, and I think
Yeah.
intelligible.
Well, don't ask Mark. He's from Manchester.
With a grammar school education.
With a grammar school education.
Yeah.
That was a fun.
Was that
That was a fun run, Lance.
Lance, was that with the Avata 2, your favorite drone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to take it out. I regret it, but I had to.
It looked like a nice smooth day looking at the water.
Yeah, nice and
Well, I was wondering because Joe was kind of grinning through the whole thing.
Oh, I'm putting,
That's Joe's
putting the
favorite
tea
drone.
on.
Yeah, I love that drone like I love my dogs.
But the drone won't eat your face when you die, though.
Yeah. Speaking of which, her sister, when I was telling her about that property, she says, "You do realize you're going to be 70 years old. You'll be up at that property alone one day, and you'll die, and we'll come over there, and your dogs have eaten you."
At that point, it doesn't have anything to do with you. So
That's right.
what do you?
Yeah.
And then we actually it was about 8 years ago, in Metairie, my cousin, they have a neighbor 2 houses down. They hadn't seen him in a couple of days, so they went over to check. And when they got there, he's got 3 dogs inside, big dogs. When they got there, they noticed that there was a couple of flies inside the window, so they just called the police. And the police came over there. All they were bones.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well,
he
here's
must
the
have
thing.
died and
Listen,
they ate him.
Joking aside, Joe, because I do say stupid shit now and again. And here's the thing. I think that because you've got family and family who care about you, they're gonna, if you're old and if you're a little infirm or something, eventually in 20, 30 years time, they're going to be checking on you quite, so they're going to be phoning you and saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Or you're going to be messaging them or something so that they know you're still around and stuff.
Yeah, every night before I go to bed since the divorce,
Well,
I
the only
always
thing
type in,
is
"Love you,
no,
miss you."
The older
There you
you,
go.
the older you get,
Yeah.
the more isolationism is going to creep into your life.
Well, you see, like I got Justin here, so that's somebody. And
Yeah,
2
but
years
he-
ago, I
he
didn't have
said he was
anybody here.
moving, and he's probably going to find a wifey one day.
No, I don't know.
Well, you
Just because
said
of the-
Justin's moving out soon anyway.
Yeah, he's moving out in July, so that means I get my house back.
I'm moving out.
Means I don't have to get dressed anymore.
You
I
don't
can come
smoke
sit here with a
and,
shirt on, and that's all, you know.
You got years yet, Joe. Anyway, fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Oh shoot! The only thing that could happen to me is if I have a massive heart attack. That's what I look at.
And if you do,
I'm healthy. I'm healthy other than my heart I'm dealing with.
right, but if you do have a massive heart attack, it's maybe what, a couple of seconds of, and then that's it.
Yes.
And then it's just see you later. And you,
But I tell you
and,
that last heart attack I had in October, I was working a football game, and I'm on the sideline, and I'm on one end of the field, and I time it out, and I look at the clock and I'm watching it, and I know we're getting ready to flip sides. So instead of me hurrying up to get to the other side, I'll usually just miss a play and take my time and get down to the other side. And I'm sitting there talking to some people, turn around and realize, oh God darn it, I gotta get to the other side because they're gonna score. So I hurried up and got to the other side, and when I got 100 yards that walk, I was walking real fast, but about 70 yards into it, my chest started hurting. And I got over to where the coach was, and once they had a look on my face, and he looked over at me and said, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I don't know." I said, "I really don't know." I said, "But if I fall out, just tell them over there I'm having chest pains right now because they have ambulance there."
Well,
And I'm sitting there, and it was a steady pain. It wasn't radiating. That's what was throwing me off. I had eaten earlier, so I was thinking it might have been just like reflux.
Joe, do you have a medic alert?
No.
maybe you get on in 20 years time. But see, what can happen sometimes is that because your guts are held in with a big sac, and that sac can glue itself to the inside of your ribs. Sounds weird, right?
Right.
But when it happens in a big time, they call it pleurisy. And when people have infections, then they can have this pleuritic episode where it tears away from the inside of your chest. Now, it's very painful, but it generally isn't really an issue. It doesn't matter, because it's quite a strong structure, So sometimes what can happen is that can happen on a very small scale, and so you get a little tiny rip. And the rip is only where this sac adheres to the inside of your rib, and then it just pops and peels away. So you've essentially got a wound, but it's not. Isn't
that a form of hernia?
No. Because here's the thing: it wasn't supposed to be glued that way anyway. This sac is meant to be free floating. So because it adhered itself to the inside of your chest, it just means that, you know, you may have had a swelling there or something that pushed it against that side of your chest for a little while or something. And this is how it was explained to me by a doctor. I had something similar when I was drinking. I think there was quite a lot of swelling in my liver, which caused some kind of pleurisy thing, and it was very painful. I thought I was having a heart attack, but it was explained to me that it's fine, nothing wrong with my heart. It was that's probably what
well,
it
I
was.
was having one.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't feel like one, but it didn't, because I worked EMS and I've had a heart attack before. I had one that I knew I was going to have it. As I walked up
Okay.
the stairs, I had it. And I mean, I went full diaphoretic. I was dripping wet. Chest was hurting, arm was hurting, the whole works. But
Right.
but when this happened, I got to the side and I had been dealing with that Ozempic, and it was giving me reflux. And I had, like I said, I'd eaten right before the game. I went over to tailgaters and ate some ribs and stuff. So I figured, well, it's just the spice and everything.
Right.
And it was the end of the first quarter, and by end of the second quarter, I was still having pain, but I wasn't short of breath or anything. I wasn't feeling bad. It was still the same kind of pain. And by the end of the game, I kind of just took my time, got in the car, and I said, let me get home, send the pictures in the paper, and if I'm not getting any better when I get home, I'm gonna go to the hospital. And on the way home, I was hungry again, so I stopped and got some canes, some chicken strips and stuff. Came home, ate them while I was working on the thing, and I was feeling okay. So I said, well, let me
Okay.
finish the pictures. So I stayed up till like 4 a.m. Finished the pictures, went and laid down, went to sleep. My cousin called me about 1 in the afternoon, woke me up, and I got up and I was feeling perfect, like nothing's wrong. And I was good all day Saturday, Sunday. My chest hurt a little bit, but it had been doing that for a couple of weeks.
See,
And
also
it was
there's no law that says you can't have indigestion and a heart attack, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
one
I
doesn't
probably had a
necessarily
little bit
negate
of
the
both.
other. Right.
Yeah, because Monday morning, like I said, my son looked at me and said, "You want to go now?" I said, "It's Sunday." I said, "If I'm having a heart attack, I'm gonna be there overnight anyway, unless it's something serious." I said, "Because
Hey,
if I'm having any problems, it's very mild." And when I woke up Monday morning, I mean, my chest was hurting, and I just said, "Let's go." And he was actually working. He was working 6 to 6. So when he walked in that morning, I got up and I said, "Let's go," like that, and walked in, and I actually had an 85% blockage in one artery. And it was
Okay.
definitely, they said, "You were definitely having a heart attack for the last couple of days."
Did they stent you up or give you a clot buster or something, or what? What did they do?
Yeah, I got 2 more stents put in. I had it was 2 stents, 3 stents, 3 stents, 2 balloons, and that gives me now I've been ballooned about 6 times, and I got 15 stents.
Okay.
15 stents, a quintuple bypass. Let's see what else. You know.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can
See,
you have a
they
quick
need,
bypass when there's only 4 valves?
Well, I got 5. 5 different veins they put in.
well, the bypass has nothing to do with your valves. Your valves is
No.
the plumbing.
Yeah, they're just going around stuff.
Yeah, the where the stents go is just the blood supply to the muscles, you know.
Right. But when I had that other heart attack, that was back about 2016. I dropped my kids off at school, and I looked at him and said, "Look, I'm supposed to have been an angiogram last month. My chest is bothering me. I'm gonna go home, take a shower, and then I'm gonna go to the hospital." I said, "Because I really don't feel good. I'm gonna go tell them, just do the angiogram." So I get home and I got 18 steps going upstairs. And I get home and I look up. I got to go to the bathroom. That was the thing. I looked at the stairs and I went, if I walk up them stairs because the way I was feeling, I said, I'm gonna have a heart attack. And that was just a gut feeling based on medical knowledge. So I started walking up the stairs real slow. I got up to that last step. My arm started hurting. My chest started hurting. Started sweating like somebody's pouring water on me. I walked in. As I walked in the door, I was so sweating so much. I just took my clothes off as I was walking to the back and dropping them. I had no dogs at the time. Walked all the way to the back. Went to the bathroom because I had to go to. I said, I got to go to the bathroom. Don't strain. You do the medical knowledge, I grabbed my phone, put a blood pressure cuff on, took my blood pressure. As soon as I got my blood pressure, I called in 911 and let them know what I was doing, what was going on exactly. Went by the blood and they asked me, who are you? Like I said, I'm the patient. I'm the one having a heart attack. Listen to me. I said, I'm gonna give you all my vitals. I'm gonna give you everything. So I went down the list through them. I said, I used to work EMS. I said, so let me give it to you. So I gave them everything they needed to know, like that. And I could hear them dispatching in the background. And they said, well, you have a unit in dispatch, and they're all within about 3 minutes of me.
Right.
And the hospital's within a minute and 2 minutes of me. So I walked up
think,
and said, I'm getting.
Go on. So do you think that being or having been a first responder, a paramedic,
you know enough to hurt yourself.
Right. But do you think that it might be, or do you think it could play into worrying too much about your own health? Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
think I
in your
worry about it,
instance.
and I think maybe I don't worry enough about it, because what I do is I look at the symptoms and I what's happening with me.
Oh yeah.
Then I go back in knowledge and I say, well, maybe it's not that. Maybe I'm trying to question it. Well, maybe I shouldn't question it. You know, because like I said, you know enough to hurt yourself sometimes. And but when I got up and everything, I got some clothes, and it was funny. I knew I'm going to the hospital. I knew I'm having a heart attack. I knew that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I had never had one before, but I knew from experience that's guaranteed that's what it was. So I'm on the phone. I said, okay, I've taken my first nitro about 20 minutes ago. I said, I'm gonna go up and take a second nitro, like that. And she said, well, the unit is en route to you. I said, no, I heard y'all dispatch. And I'm walking up to the front. And I get up here and I change my clothes. I grabbed an iPad, grabbed a little briefcase, grabbed my phone, grabbed the charger, grabbed everything I needed. And I changed clothes into some loose clothes that they could get right off of me, just in case. And
because it seems like,
and I walked outside and so who's going to? That's got to be Lance.
Sorry, guys, I've got a fire alarm.
oh, okay, Lance. Take it easy. We'll see you in a bit.
So I walked up to the front and I said, okay, I've taken my second nitro, and I said, I'm not getting any response.
Yeah.
I said, so I'm going outside on my little patio area by my stairs, and I'm gonna be sitting out on the steps. And I said, because let them know, and I could hear the unit coming. It was
You've
close.
had nitroglycerine.
And I said, let them know. I said, I have my second nitro. I said, I'm not taking another blood pressure. They can take it when they get here. I said, I'm getting a little lightheaded, and I don't want, if I pass out, I'll pass out outside. I said, so I'll be sitting out here in the cool weather. It was cool. And I walked out, sat on the steps, and I sat there, and I had everything with me. I locked my door, put my keys in the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and as they drove up, and they come up, and the guy looks at me, and he goes, and he didn't recognize me right off the bat because my hair was long, and we had worked together years ago. And he comes walking up, and he goes, yeah, dude, what's going on? I said, Picone, I'm having an MI, like that. He goes, I know that voice, Joe. What's up? I said, I'm having an MI. He threw a blood pressure cuff on me, and then he threw the pads on me to check for EKG and everything. He says, yeah, you have an MI. I said, yeah.
Is that myocardial infarction? Is that what that is? Oh, okay.
So the other guy with him was a basic, actually, and he said, what hospital do you use? I said, St. Tammany Heart Hospital. And he goes, well, you do realize we're passing up 2 hospitals. I said, I didn't tell you where I was going. You're taking me to Lakeview. I said, Picone, you need to teach this guy to ask the right questions.
You know, one of the things that they're trained to do is that if you're administering a medication yourself, especially, is to write on your arm exactly what you're doing. And especially when it comes to things like tourniquets, if you've applied a tourniquet, you write it on the forehead of the person that you're applying the tourniquet to, just so that they don't miss it.
Yep.
Yeah, the time is the important thing, obviously, but you put the time that the tourniquet is being applied, and that's they'll know what's what.
But let me tell you the time on this. From the time I made my initial phone call, they get me to the ER, walk me in, and when they got me into the ER, it was funny. The doctor was beautiful, the nurses were beautiful, And then there were 4 girls there from high school that all were on the dance team over at Mandeville.
You thought you'd gone to heaven.
Well, I was joking around. I said, "Hey, Pacone brought me on Pretty Girl Day." I said, because I've seen some of the nurses here, and he's laughing. He said, "You better be quiet," like that. And I said, "No, I'm telling you the truth." And they're laughing about it. And I looked over at these girls, and one of them, Meredith, looks at me, and I had been taking pictures of her for 8 years. And she looks over at me, and she starts kind of backing up. And I looked over. I said, "Meredith, come here." I said, "You're here for clinicals?" She goes, "Yes." I said, "So let me tell you what you need to do. You need to get right up here and see what's going on." I said, "Because you never know when it's going to happen to one of your family or one of your friends or somebody you know, and you can't take it personally. You got to do your job." And the doctor looks at me and she says, "Well, you're teaching." And she said, "I know you work medical." She said, "You're teaching," like that. And I said, "Well, I got to teach right now because I know what I'm having. And I've got to keep myself oriented so that I don't have to worry about y'all." And about that time, they said, "They're ready for you upstairs." And they brought me upstairs. From the time I had 100% blockage, from the time that I called in to the time they had a stent in was 17 minutes.
Fuck me, that's crazy.
17 minutes.
Wow.
And Dr.
Very
Arena
good.
told me, says, "The only reason you're alive is you made yourself stay alive."
You do that over here, you've still been at the reception desk.
Yeah, you'd still be waiting to be picked up. 18
17
hours,
minutes.
you know. Forget about 17 minutes. Christ.
But the
fact,
best part of the whole thing
be
is
quicker to give yourself a stent.
Yeah, the best part of the whole thing is they called my ex-wife because they had her down for a number because she was the only one available at the time. So call her and let her know to tell the kids like that what's going on. And
she authorized the DNR on the phone, yeah?
Yeah, she would have. But it was funny because they picked up my daughter. She picked up my daughter that night coming home and told her that I was fine in the hospital. So when they pick up the 2 boys, they say, "Oh, Dad had a heart attack." And that's how they ended it.
What?
And Justin's sitting there, and he's sitting there, and he looks over and he goes, "Well, is anybody gonna say if he's alive or what?" You know? "Oh, he's fine. He's in the hospital. He had a heart attack. They put some stents in." But I spent 2 days in the hospital with that one. But it was
how long ago was that?
That's a heart attack. Now, like I said, the second one I just had back in October, I would have never called that a heart attack. But I know now, because I've experienced it, I got to pay attention to what I feel.
Well, I think if you've had 100% blockage, I think any other heart attack feels like nothing really, because
it's probably that 85% felt like nothing.
Right. Nothing's going to seem like that 100% type thing, because most people who go through that, of course, as I'm sure you well know, if they don't get treatment quickly, clot busters and stents and whatnot, they're going to end up dead, you know, because if their heart muscle doesn't get oxygen, that's it. If the heart muscle's dead, they're as good as dead.
Yep. Well, the ironic part is that last heart attack I had, he looked at me and he says, "Yeah, I don't see any additional damage like that." He said, and he went through and really asked me a gazillion questions like, "What exactly did you feel? What was it?" and all of this. And we went through and wrote everything down. But I think the biggest thing is the biggest thing is he told me, he said, what he's seeing is that I've got three of the main arteries. One of them has a bunch of little like arteries trying to branch off of it. And what's happening, he said, because I still feel chest pains every once in a while. And he says, what's happening is that when you start exerting, the arteries that are branching off are stealing oxygen from that main artery. So the heart is saying, "Hey, I'm not getting enough oxygen." And he said, so March 6th, he said, "Let's go in, do an angiogram, and I'm going to go and clip all those off. So it's not, because you don't need those. That's not going to affect you. We're going to block them off."
No, I'm sure that's not what they're doing, Joe. I mean, I'm no expert, but
well, that's what he said he was going to do. He got in there and then he didn't do a thing. He told me when I went and saw him a couple of days later, he said, "I didn't do it because I looked at everything, and to get to the arteries, I would have had to go through, I would have had to open up 2 or 3 spaces that may have caused bleeding that I might have had to open you up." He said, so the end would not justify the means. He said, the risk just didn't justify it. He said, you're not at the point where you need a bypass or anything. He said, because everything is, you've got 3 open arteries that are feeding to the heart. He said, what we got to figure out is, he wanted to give me isosorbent, which is a time release nitro. But if I take one of those things, man, I have a headache for 2 days. So he gave me another one that starts with an R. I can't remember the name of it. But and that's another type of bronchial dilator, but it's not a nitro base. And I've been taking that at nighttime, and I've had a lot of less chest pains. So it works 24 hours. As long as I take it, take it at nighttime.
Is a bronchial dilator going to be working on it on the vascular system as well, or is it just going to be lung?
No, it does. It works on a 24-hour basis, and it's got a half-life breakdown. So what it does,
what I mean is, I don't understand what it does. Does it dilate your vessels? Is that what it does?
Yeah, it's dilating all the vessels, getting them a little bit more. So I've had a couple of incidents where, like, I'd say in the last 3 weeks, I've had a couple of incidents where I've walked kind of fast to the car or something like this, or I've walked a little faster than I wanted to. It's usually when I've got both cameras, because there's that extra weight, that extra little bit of weight.
Yeah.
And then the chest started to hurt. And as soon as I stop moving around, it goes away.
When you see pain, I mean, it really does show you why we experience pain, and there's a very good reason for it. Obviously, from the way that we're built, the reason why our bodies tell us that we shouldn't be doing something in a very direct way. We've evolved that particular function. Pain has a lot of uses, and it saves us from all sorts of issues. In fact, when people talk about what's that disease where people's toes fall off, leprosy. Leprosy doesn't actually make your toes fall off, but what happens is it fucks with your nerves, which means that you damage your toes without knowing about it. And because you're damaging your toes without knowing about it, then you get infections and then your toes fall off. So it's an indirect
That's
effect.
neuropathy.
Yeah. The effect is what do they call it? Neuropathy. Yeah, with the nerves. Oh, fucking hell! What's it called?
I got that too. Neuropathy. Yeah, that neuropathy.
Yeah, neuropathy.
I'd rather have a heart attack.
Diabetes gives you neuropathy.
Yeah, it's something neuropathy. It's called. Anyway, peripheral neuropathy. There you go. So peripheral neuropathy is when the nerves kind of die from the extremities inwards. That's the way it always happens. But yeah.
Yep, you lose feeling in your fingers, your toes, your feet.
Yeah. Yeah, neuropathy is also
the other
another
thing that we don't mention on here as well.
Really?
Okay, America, pay up. It's time you paid your bills. You owe London £14 million for congestion charges. But don't worry, we're not going to chase America. We're going after Tongo, who owes 40 quid. They've just released the figures on how much the country owes us. And it's got Tongo, and it's got a star, legal action proceeding. It's like, why would you go after 40 quid if other countries owe you 14 million?
Because they know they're not going to get it from us.
We'd be like, come and get it.
We did.
Oh, we'll come and get it.
We already beat you once.
Yeah, it was only once.
Yep. All right, guys.
All it counts.
Grab your rifles, head to the woods.
18.
I have a question. Do you guys still march in straight lines?
No, we're throwing zigzags now.
Serpentine.
Serpentine. Yeah.
No, that's a river.
Well, what was the movie where they were yelling at each other, serpentine, because they were shooting at them?
That was Robert. That was Falk, and I came up with the other guy.
The guy who was in Ghostbusters.
No. That was
No.
when his daughter was getting married to the other guy, and he was a dentist or something.
Uh-huh. And it's oh my gosh. And they remade it.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, there's two versions of this movie.
Yeah, the original was
Look at
funny
the
as hell.
actor.
Because he was a spy.
Yes.
It's a
Beautiful.
British tradition to go swimming in the Serpentine on, is it Christmas Day or New Year's Day? One or the other.
Boxing Day.
Hmm?
Is it
it
not
Box-
Boxing Day?
I don't know, it's one of them.
Yeah. I like the when they were all the way back to him, and he said, "Serpentine, serpentine." He ran all the way back, started again.
Yeah.
The original was with Albert Brooks and the guy who played Columbo,
Peter Falk.
Peter Falk.
Oh.
Folk.
The In-Laws.
The in-laws. There you go.
Is that right? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Then maybe it wasn't with Peter Falk.
No, it was Peter Falk. What was it? Hold on.
No. No, that's not the In-Laws. It's
Give us some clues. Tell us what you know. We might.
maybe it is. Maybe I'm confusing the two different versions. Yes. Okay. So the remake had Albert Brooks and Michael Douglas.
Was it Generation Kill?
No,
That doesn't sound like it.
it's the In-Laws,
The in-laws.
and it's with Albert Brooks and Michael Douglas, and the original
Alan Arkin.
was Alan
Peter Falk.
Arkin and Peter Falk. That's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I had it. I knew it was a remake, and I
1979.
just confused two of the actors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny movie. I got it on a DVD over there somewhere. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Albert Brooks was good in just about everything that he did. Defending Your Life, that was a great movie. Did you know that Albert Brooks, his real last name was Einstein,
Yeah.
and his brother was Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave?
Yep, remember Super Dave Osborne?
No?
No.
He was a comedian, but he would act like he was a stuntman, like an Evel Knievel type. And their dad, his brother, the guy who played Super Dave, he never wanted to get into comedy because his dad was a comedian and was at some roast, and he was away from home, and he woke up the next day and it was already in the newspaper that his dad had died the night before. He was at this comedy roast, was up, he killed the entire crowd. They were just dying laughing. He went over to all the laughter, sat down at his table and had a heart attack and died.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Bob Einstein was the guy who played Super Dave. But I can see why Albert changed his name to Brooks instead of Albert Einstein.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it might have caused a little confusion.
Yeah.
And someone had already bagged that name anyway.
That's a little pretentious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Tommy Cooper died? I remember when Tommy Cooper died. I was
Was it
watching...
he similar that he died on stage?
He died on stage, yeah.
Yes.
But I was in West
And they thought he was
Yorkshire at the
joking.
time. Yeah, well, yeah, they did. His assistant came over and handed him this big red robe, and he put it on, and then he put the robe on and then stood there and seemed to kind of didn't necessarily clutch his chest or anything. He just kind of just led on the floor, kind of slumped on the floor.
Yeah.
And there he led. And you can see that someone was pulling the curtain over the top of him, and then they cut. There's like an ad break or something, but it was like a Royal Variety performance or something like that. I can't remember, but I was very young. I was a kid. I was watching it live, and both my parents and my grandparents, of course, were very big fans of Tommy Cooper as well. That's why we were watching it, and it was kind of strange. But I remember it.
That would kind of suck.
Well, I don't know. I mean, would it? I mean, obviously, to die kind of sucks.
You're going to die regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you had a choice of way to go, I mean, and he really was a great guy,
Mhm.
a real talent.
Apparently, the 15th of April, 1994, aged 62.
Who was?
Tommy Cooper.
94.
94.
Yeah.
He couldn't have died in 94.
It was after the 80s.
Wait, what?
I graduated in
I
88.
misremembered something.
15th of April, 1994, at the age of 62.
I trust Mark. I think he's reading it off the internet.
No, I asked Alexa.
Oh, okay.
She knows
How am I
everything.
misremembering that?
Alexa doesn't know everything.
It's 84.
Morning, Captain.
So I was 11
Alexa.
years old. So Mark, he died 15th of April, 1984.
Was it 84?
But I'm always learning.
I must have heard that.
Alexa, stop.
Yeah. I'm going to say
Okay.
that I'm not, because I was not 21. I was doing something else when I was 21. But yeah, so I was 11, so it's still a kiddie-winkle in my eye. And that's when he died on stage. Royal Variety, I think, something like that. But yeah, that was some way to go, wasn't it? Freaked me out a little bit then. I was thinking, I wonder if it's that Mandela effect thing, the Streisand effect. But the thing is, I have a direct memory of it. So how the hell does that happen? Is that your car behind, Mark?
Yeah.
BMW?
Yes.
Very nice. You flash bastard. That really is a good one. Very nice. What year is it?
2003.
It looks very, very sexy. Now, is it one of those pseudo kind of rag tops with hard bits in it? What do I mean? Is it?
No, it's a proper rag top.
It's a rag top, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. The summer is here, and my God, you're going to be driving that around.
No, I'm not.
Wow.
They don't like me driving.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. No, yeah.
People aren't supposed to drive.
They're so bloody prejudiced, aren't they, these people?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Kate drives it.
Okay. But still, you get to feel the wind in your beard.
Yeah. I don't always have a beard. Every now and again, I shave it back off.
Okay. Well, if you've got the roof off, I think you should keep the bloody thing on because it'll keep your face warm.
It's just. Oh,
I bet the dogs will love it too.
here.
Going to Blackpool in that.
Come here. Oh, no, stop it.
False alarm. Of course.
She loves running across Blackpool Beach.
Yeah.
She charges across at full pelt, and then all of a sudden she just head dives into the sand. Yes, she
Flips
do.
over.
Wow. Does anybody remember the comedy show The State?
No, I don't remember.
It was played, I think, on MTV or something like that. It was a comedy group. They also made the movie Wet Hot American Summer.
Have we gone full circle?
I don't know.
That's comedies.
What was
Anyway, a couple
was
of
it
comedians
Laugh-
in that.
was
I
it-
just found Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band. And
Was it Laughing that had what's her name that used to play the operator, and then she also used to get
Yes.
that big chair, and
yep,
what was her name?
Lily Tomlin.
Lily.
Yeah. that's right. And wasn't she in like The Incredible Shrinking Woman? Didn't she have a?
Yes.
And she was also in, with Steve Martin, All of Me.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
Yeah, I do like the Steve Martin films. He was great, Steve Martin.
Wonder if she's still alive.
I think so.
I don't hear anything about her.
I remember seeing her in something. I say a while back. A while back. Anymore could be in the last 10 years.
She is 84, born in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, I thought she was like a neighbor of mine.
Yep. Probably lives next door. She's on Instagram.
Okay, I'm going to play something, right? It's a few seconds. It's a few seconds long. I wonder if you guys can tell me which film this was in. And I'm going to try and make sure it's off the screen. Hang on a minute. Bear with me, sir. Okay. No.
Bridge over the River Kwai. Did I get it right?
No. You lunatics. Hang on a minute. Right, here we go. Here we go.
I can tell you right now.
No. Wait. I'm trying to start it. Hang on.
It's Weird Science.
Wait. Ah, you bugger. Hang on. Now, can you hear it? Oh, no. The thing's off. Hang on. Here you go. What year was this made?
Bottom of this.
1984.
Or
Lance just snuck in there with.
First, I'd like to butter your muffin.
Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Because I get off on it.
There you go. Weird Science. Now, when was it made? You see, I thought maybe you'd have another guess. Lance said 84, and he just.
I say it was around 84, 85.
Okay, well, let me just do the. Would you think I'd never used the internet before the way I go on? Hang on. Oh, by the way, David, I'm drinking your cup of tea. It's delicious.
Oh.
And yours, Tom. I had yours about 10 minutes ago, actually. That was delicious too. Let me see. Weird Science. 1985. Oh.
Towcat made us all a cup of tea and drunk it himself.
Yeah. Thing is, though, the postage and packaging was a bit much.
Yeah, considering they just launched it over the fence.
Yeah, 1985 is when that was made. Recovery drone.
It is. I might have to go back to the drawing board with a
Now you see, you can't have a second guess now that you know the answer.
Laura says hi.
Oh, hi, Laura. You know, I think there's a much
But yeah,
better
you
way.
can't show a picture of Bill Paxton and not have somebody immediately tell you exactly what movie it's from.
Oh yeah. So if I quote him and say, let me see, make a Bill Paxton quote. If I was to say, well, that's just fucking great. Where did that come from? Which film?
Aliens.
Yeah. What the fuck are we going to do now? Yeah, that was a great quote.
Bill Paxton, he was like glue for so many movies.
Yeah, Apollo 13. My God, he was good in that too.
He was good in everything. I mean,
everything. Yeah,
so many
I
good
can't think of
movies.
something he wasn't.
He was even good in Predator 2. He was killed by a Terminator, an alien, and a Predator.
Oh, yeah, of course, in Terminator, he was one of the three guys who was.
He was
stood
one of
there
the thugs, yeah.
with a knife. Didn't he actually stab the Terminator? with a
Uh-huh.
knife? Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's pretty unlucky, though.
Hang on a minute, though. What you said he was in some? He was in because you said that. I don't remember him being in Thingy 2. You know,
The Predator 2?
Predator 2.
Yeah, he was one of the cops, and he took on the Predator in the subway train.
Okay.
Do not doubt me.
No, I don't. I don't doubt it. So I remember the big dude from you know. Oh, my memory doesn't work. Who was the lead guy in Predator 2? The big black guy,
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Yes.
So yeah. So I remember him being in it, and I remember it being absolutely fucking shit.
It wasn't a good. It wasn't a great movie, but.
But there were such good films back then. I mean, there really were. I mean, you could read a list off from pretty much 2000 onwards, and there were tons of them. Things like AI, Minority Report. I mean, anything with Tom in it was good back then. And then you had the first of the Lord of the Rings films coming out shortly after that as well. It was just an absolute festival of brilliance. And none of the fucking diversity crap either. You know, people were there because they were good for the role. The casting was done au naturel and done on a meritocracy base, you know, rather than some kind of obligation to whatever. Anyway, I'll stop there. Let's not get into politics.
I'll tell you what, I love it when you come out with big words in your posh English accent.
You do, don't you? I bet you get all excited, David.
Oh, yes.
Hey. Listen, you can always record this and play it back, you know, through your headphones.
Wait, what big word did he use? I wasn't paying attention.
Meritocracy or something.
Okay. I didn't count that as a big word.
Well, it's
I
not
didn't
a word
either,
that's
but
commonly used.
But these boys are from Lancashire.
I guess it does have four. It does have 4 syllables, so.
Yeah. A comedian pointed something out as well that when they use WWW as an acronym to shorten World Wide Web, it has 3 times
More
as many
syllables, yeah.
but an acronym to shorten. He said it was much more funny and relevant.
Which, yeah, like the acronym CP for cerebral palsy, I get because you're cutting down a lot of syllables there and it's easier to say.
Yeah.
When you use the acronym CP for child porn, you're just trying to hide what you're talking about.
Right, yeah.
That's like X-rated.
Yeah, there is lots of silly things in language.
Columbus Camper Center.
So I was wondering, about the river I was fishing on yesterday, because I wasn't sure which one it was. And I need to be because, well, for legal reasons, but everything else really. But it turns out I was fishing on the Avon because there's some converging rivers. The Avon, yeah, because there's two other rivers.
Makeup in there.
Indeed, yeah. And there's the River Nadir, or Nader, Nadder, so however that's pronounced. There's the River Wiley, and then there's the River
I believe they're all being renamed, aren't they? After Sulridge, so we're going to have like the River Shit, the River Bogrol.
Yeah. Yeah. It just so happens that where I am, there's just lots of rivers converging.
Rio. Louis. No. Huh?
Because that kind of
Stop playing with
to and
knives.
fro we were having
Look
on
at me like that. Stop it.
on Bill's stream, with regard to where I was fishing yesterday, was pretty much using the river is such that it's in such close proximity to me, using the river as a kind of
supermarket.
Yeah, a freezer, if you like, being that it's there. I just, rather than take something out of the freezer, I put the rod in the river and boom, there it is. Although in reality, I may not be able to get something out of the freezer sometimes, but such is life. Fuck it, it's just the way it is. But at the moment, it's really easy. You could jump in there and come out with a fish in your pocket. It's insane. But Duffer's week or fortnight, Duffer's fortnight should have been right at the beginning of May.
Oh, I got a meeting, guys. I got to go.
Okay, Don.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, Don.
Later, Don.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm going to hopefully go fishing on Wednesday. Then I'm going to take some pictures.
David, you never go fishing, do you? David's not here.
David's a vegetarian. He won't go fishing. He won't do anything that harms animals.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it. We've been on 2 hours. And everybody seems to be dropping off or doing some other things, which is fine. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again next time.
Thanks for having us, Paul. See you, Joe. See you, David. See you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
See you,
Okay,
Lance.
Paul. Michael.
Take care,
Joe.
everyone. Bye
Okay.
bye. Goodbye, everyone.